Hey there, and welcome back to Cosmic Crypto. In this video, we're going to be talking about Litecoin LTC. Let's go. Okay, welcome back to the channel. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please go down below, hit that subscribe button. And while you're down there, I think the like button's right next to it. If you could tap that, I'd really appreciate it. Alright, let's jump into this thing here. Litecoin. So, I've been talking about Litecoin for a little bit here. I started loading up on a little bit of Litecoin. Not like a whole lot, because, you know, Litecoin is not always one of the biggest movers, but I did think that the bottom was coming in. And so I started to buy a little bit down in this area, right? Around $47 to $50, something like that. I've been noticing some things with Litecoin. Let's just kind of go over it again here. So if anybody that's new to the channel, so we've been kind of running in this sideways channel here for quite some time, but we've been creating higher lows as we go. And it's been, support has been previous high over here towards the beginning of Litecoin, which is around like $38 to $40, something like that. But I had this feeling with Litecoin that it had been dropping, found a bottom over here, created somewhat of a bear flag, but then jumped up and hit this heart line of the channel that we're in. Then came back down and went all the way to the top. And I kind of saw this same thing happening right here where we went down, starting to form a bear flag, which is playing out a lot longer than this one, but you can see there's some similarities to the bear flag. So let's just zoom in a little bit. This bear flag had a double bottom in there. One bottom right here. One bottom right here. Played out in a shorter time period, and then it jumped up. This one has a double bottom forming, or you could even call it an Adam and Eve forming, where you got a sharp bottom and then a rounded bottom. And, but it's been playing out a lot longer. I mean, I think this one over here, let's find out. So from the drop here to the pump here was 77 days. This one from the drop, let's just say here, to current time is 147 days. So, yeah, I mean, almost double. But what you can see back here, if we're going to follow something similar to this, is here, the bottom of this red cloud here is the 20 EMA. So we had a candle on the weekly, we're on the weekly time frame right now. We had a candle on the weekly move up, jump up above the 20 EMA. Then the next few weeks, we kind of held support on the 20 EMA. And then we finally had a nice candle come up and break above the 200 EMA, and that's when we kind of kept moving. So what I'm looking for right now is we are inside the 20 EMA as we speak here. And we have 3 days, 18 hours, so basically 4 days left. And as long as we can maintain inside the 20, I am expecting, and it might be, I mean, this one took 4 weeks before we had another pump. Could take 8 weeks. Could take 2 more months. Maybe beginning of the year next year, we finally can get another pump up and move further. But we are also at very strong resistance right now. As you can see, not only is the 20 EMA resistance, but we've been hitting this for quite some time without being able to break it. Now, if you go down to the RSI also is looking very similar as well. So back here, we kind of touched the bottom here. Well, we touched the bottom down here, and then you just kind of go sideways, dancing with the white line dancing around the red line, so the RSI dancing around the moving average. Well, we did that for a little bit here, and then we finally made a move. And right now we're about to test the 50 on the RSI. Back here, when we got into the 20, we also tested the 50 at the RSI. And then if you look at the trend meter that I've got here, the trend directional, we had 2 green dots down at the bottom. Actually 3 if you count this one back here, this one right here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And so that's kind of, I mean, it's all very similar. The money flow was out in the red, and then it came into the green. The money flow was in the red, comes into the, you know, and it looks like we're about to come into the green. So lots of similarities happening here with Litecoin. I'm not saying we're getting a massive move, but I do believe that if we can get above this resistance here, Litecoin, from where we're at right now, a good 100% move before we find some pretty strong resistance at this heart line. I do believe, in my opinion, that we will get rejected off of that. I could be wrong. We could be making this big move up like we did here, but I've got, my belief is that we're going to get rejected at the heart line, come back down, and then if you use your Fibonacci's from the bottom here to the heart line, possibly retest at the 382, maybe go down to the 618. When we did it here, if it wasn't for the C19 crash right here, let's just go from the bottom to this top. We were right around the 618, right in between the 618 and 786. But if it wasn't for that C19 crash, we probably would have just kept going. But that's kind of where I see Litecoin right now. Let me zoom in a little bit on the daily here. So the daily is coming up on the 200 EMA. So what I'm kind of viewing is I think that Litecoin has a chance in the next couple days to hit this 200 EMA, get rejected, come back down, and then find the $62 area as support. So if I draw it out, I kind of see us doing something like this, hitting the 200 EMA, coming down, finding support like this, and then moving up to our next target. Who knows? That might not happen, but that's kind of what I see. Also, we are oversold here on the RSI. I'm sorry, overbought here on the RSI. And so it's kind of telling me either we're going to get rejected right now and come down and then possibly move up, or it tells me that we might have a little bit of room to run to get up to around $68, get rejected, come back down. And so I'm actually thinking about, let's say we do hit that. Thinking about putting an order in, maybe a long position right around that $62 area after the rejection. Not right now, because right now it's resistance. But if we break through it and it comes back down, paying attention to the Fibonacci's and supports and seeing if I can put in a long position in around that $62 range. One other thing that I kind of wanted to point out here that I was talking about on Twitter, and if you're not following me on Twitter, links down below in the description. But let's go down. Where was that? The 4 hour. So if we go to the 4 hour here, I had posted that Litecoin was coiling up for some kind of a move, and it went a lot further than I had expected it to go. So my price target was right here, which is where, it's finding support actually, and then jumped up again. So my price target was around $59, $60, but we went up a lot further, which is actually good news because that's where I want to be for this move. It's nice to see Litecoin getting into, on the weekly, getting into that 20 EMA right there, getting above it. But as you can see, we're getting rejected at this 618 right here, multiple times. Oh, geez. This is just a random Fibonacci. That's weird. So I just moved from the bottom to the, I was wondering how I got this Fibonacci here. I just put it there. From the bottom to the heart line, I put that on there, and the 618 is like perfectly lined up with all the rejections. So that's kind of funny. But anyway, so yeah, good news for Litecoin. Had some decent moves. I do believe we kind of find some support right in this area as long as we can break above, especially this resistance line, which has been happening for many weeks now, all the way since back in June of 2022. But all the signs are leading to a bigger move for Litecoin. 100% move possibly incoming in the next few months. Not going to be, in the next couple of weeks. That'd be pretty sweet, but I don't see it playing out for another month or two, maybe even a little bit longer. But yeah, that's kind of what I got for Litecoin. I expect, if we get rejected, kind of just in this range still. So we do have this range that we have been trading in, kind of right there. So we can get rejected and come back down. But I'm seeing more bullish moves in the entire crypto market, actually, since it does look like the Fed might be pivoting here in the next few months. Anyway, that's all I got. So if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. And just remember, not a financial advisor, just a dude on his computer. Talk to you later.